NBA History Channel is brought to you by Prize Picks and the Game Time app.
And then Reggie Lewis passes away, and you played with Reggie Lewis. His family and how that affected you, that had to be shocking again.
I'm not normally an emotional person, Cedric, but when I heard about Reggie, I teared up. Yeah, that hurt. I really got emotional about that because he was like an extension of my family, because we were teammates, and as you know, teammates is like your second family because we spent so much time together. And so that really shook me. Matter of fact, I still think about Reggie. Two deaths that really shook me, getting off topic a little bit, was Reggie and Moses Malone. When those two passed, now that rocked my world big time.
He would have really helped. And then Reggie was a friend of mine. So Reggie was really odd. We were playing Max, we're playing Charlotte. Reggie goes down, and I run over to him, I'm gonna give him a hand up because he's kind of sitting there. You get dazed. A guy rips through and hits you on the chin. No one else sees it, but you're like you're like on Rubber Lake Street. You're like looking around. I thought, man, he must have got clipped. So, but I went, Reggie, okay, and his eyes are just like, he really looks distant. And I said, oh man, you got your bell rung, dude. So I'm telling Eddie Lacerte, Eddie, he got popped in the head, and that was the last time I saw Reggie. And next thing you know. Yeah, and the next thing you know, he's not in the locker room. He goes to the hospital. I'm retiring that year. That's my last year, and not thinking that it could be that bad. And the same thing, Ed Lacerte called me up and he said, I think Reggie died. And I said, what do you mean? He said he was over at Brandeis shooting and doing some stuff, and he fell. He collapsed. And Eddie rushed over. Someone called Eddie, and they tried to get there. Then Eddie got there, and the medics had already taken him to the hospital. But I think he was gone by that time. So Eddie was like, we were all shook up. It was a shame. Reggie was such a good guy. And, Reggie was, when I tell the stories, I tell a lot of guys that when I GM'd and coached, I said, man, you're going to get an opportunity. It's what you do with that opportunity that's going to determine your league. So Reggie really didn't get an opportunity because, Larry was playing. Larry, everybody got hurt. I mean, there was like 6 of us that could play. And Reggie just was one of them. So Reggie comes out in the first half, and he's tight, man. He's just, you can just see he hadn't had a lot of time. He's tight. And he just, so after the game, I said, Reg, come here. For the next 2-3 weeks, man, just go out there and just play, because the coach can't even substitute for you. Hell, we're all going to play 40 minutes because we have nobody left. And he had 22 points in the first half of the next game. And he walked by me and I was like, who is this guy? And every time, I'm like, I've seen some flashes of that in practice, but not like that. I mean, he was lighting up good defenders. Reggie did that pull up and he did that little fade and he jumped about that high off the ground, and he was 6'7" with crazy long arms. He was just shooting over the best defenders in the league. And I was like, damn, that can't be that easy. And he got his chance. And I tell people all the time, you're going to get your chance. What you do with it. And I'll tell you what, from that point on, Reggie never got off the floor. He stayed on the floor after he got that chance to play, because he lit it up. I say that when he walked by me half time, I was laughing. I slapped him on the ass. I said, who's that guy in your body, man? I got the invasion of you got some sort of something invaded you. He just laughed. He was really a good guy. And what a shame, because I think Reggie could have bridged. He was young when I was retiring anyway, but he could have bridged that next gap for the Celtics, because they had kind of went into no man's land for a while, and then they got it saved. But yeah, Reggie and Lenny were just both surprised. Much more for me. It hurt me a lot more on Reggie because I really knew him. And Reggie was really a good guy. I mean, really a tremendous guy. Now, I never heard Reggie say a bad word about anybody. It was amazing. Like, we were all MFing somebody at some point. And Reggie never said a bad word about anybody. Just a really wonderful guy.
Game Time is just a terrific app. If you're looking for tickets, the Game Time app is a great way to get Celtics tickets. Also, not just Celtic tickets, but also for concerts and shows as well. Plus, they have a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. It'll filter out all the fluff, and it'll give you incredible deals on great seats right away. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets and thousands of websites. And then don't forget, they have the super deal with the Game Time app. The super deal is the best deal on the board at that particular time, so you can always make sure you're on the lookout for that. So download the Game Time app today, create an account, use the code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Why, it's game time. CLNS History is powered by Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup.